Hello, welcome back. I must apologise for not making any videos for a few weeks. I went to Thailand for 5 weeks and I only managed to do one video, and the reason being I had a microphone and it broke on me, so I stupidly put it in my pocket and top bit snapped. I lost the cover, and then I lost one of the components, and then I couldn't record anything. And I did one video on my phone and someone commented the sound went very good, and I weren't happy doing it that way, but I didn't have much choice. Then I ordered a Bluetooth microphone, and yeah, I just didn't know what to basically pick up on, because like not a lot of things are going on at the moment. Obviously, like the world's still turning to crap, and still things going on, but with Iran and USA and Israel, it's just going back and forward. There's supposed to be a negotiation agreement, but Iran says nothing's taking place. So today I thought an important subject is to cover the data centers. So these data centers, they're springing up all over the world, and before I didn't think too much about them, I didn't worry about them, but the more I learn, the more worrying they're starting to worry me more and more, because it's not just like what they do and what they're there for, it's also like the consumption of energy. They use vast amounts of electric, they use vast amounts of water, and basically it's a hub for the surveillance system, the control system. Basically most of them have been set up for AI, and then there's these microchip plants and these super advanced microchip plants being set up, and basically artificial intelligence is being pushed in so many areas. Like you've got it in making videos, you've got it writing books, writing essays, doing calculations for people, and people got to stop using it, because basically it's using you to learn off you, and then it's going to replace you. This fantasy, like you're just going to use it and you're going to sit at home and make money off it. You will do for a limited amount of time, but eventually it will take over, and people using it, or basically using it to help themselves. I mean, that's not always going to be available, is it? Because some of the services might be free now, but they won't be forever. And then you have people training the AI systems, and basically you're just training it to replace you, because it's like anything, isn't it? It's like as soon as Tesco installs self-service tills, they're not there to aid you, they're there to take jobs away. The same with Amazon. When these robotics and AI systems take over the distribution centres, well, there's not going to be any jobs for you, is there? And the more machines, the more advanced technology that comes online, it's just going to further deplete job opportunities. So yeah, let me get on to data centers. So the US is leading the pack. So they by far have far more data centers than anyone else. They have between 4,000 and 5,000 data centers. They have plans to build up to 12,000 in the next 4 years. So yeah, they're investing $5.2 trillion into these data centers in America. And the biggest of all, which they're currently building, is in Utah, in Lake Tahoe, in Salt Lake City. And it's going to be 40,000 acres of land. And that's about 62 square miles, the same size as Washington DC. This is massive. I mean, this is gigantic. It's going to use 800 million gallons of water a day to cool down the systems. I mean, this is just crazy. Even here in Lincolnshire, they're building loads of solar panels and they're building a massive site, but it's nowhere near that site. It's nowhere in comparison. But yeah, this beast they're building, I mean, it's no good for people. They said like about this data center in, I think it's in Texas, and like 1 a.m. in the morning, and the bloody sound coming off the data center is from half a mile away. It's unbelievable. It's so loud. And then you got LED lighting being broadcast into the sky, and you can see the sky, and it's got a glow, LED glow. It's just crazy. These are not good for people. They say they create jobs, but they're only temporary jobs while it gets built, and then after it's built, there's going to be hardly any staff. There's something like 50 staff in the data center, and there'll be less and less as time goes on. Oh, I'm gonna have to stop a minute because it's raining. Yeah, this data center, the Utah Data Center, is backed by Kevin O'Leary at Shark Tank, and it's going to use 9 kilowatts of power, and the whole state of Utah only uses 4 kilowatts of power. So you can see what damage they're going to cause. And there's also areas where people are saying there's not enough water because the data centers are using it all, and there's not enough electricity because and same again, the data centers are using the majority of the electric. And yeah, I just come under here because it's raining, so I haven't got a waterproof cover for my GoPro. And Virginia, I think is what's it called, Ashburn in Virginia, is the biggest cluster of data centers in the world, and also the USA. And they call it Virginia, what was it? No, Data Centre Alley, because it has over 200 data centers. It's just crazy, isn't it? Virginia, remember, I don't know if it's West Virginia or I think it's just Virginia, the state of Virginia. But yeah, can you imagine 200 data centers? So these sensors, they're basically collecting all the data for everything that's online, and 70% of the internet traffic travels through these data centers in Virginia, and they're 37% of all the data centers in the world. And I found out today that London is the second biggest market for data centers, because the biggest one is in Newport in Wales. That is the Vantage Data Centre, and it's not the biggest operational footprint. That would be in Hayes in West London. But even here in the UK, there's something like 506 data centres, and Germany's got one more. Germany's got a higher population. But yeah, we've got various data centres all around the UK, and they're building a big one in North Lincolnshire. I'm in southern Lincolnshire, South Lincolnshire. So yeah, let me come back to the USA. So in Virginia, the 200 sites, 200 data centres covers something crazy like 45 million square meters of data centres. So yeah, it's just crazy how much they have in the USA. And you think, like, even though the UK has over 500, the US has between 4,000 and 5,000, which is 10 times more, but the population isn't 10 times more. And then Canada has something like 290, Australia has 278, France has over 300. And what surprised me the most was Guernsey's got 3 data centres. Why would Guernsey need 3 data centres? It's got something like 90,000. No, it's not even got that. I'm thinking of Jersey. Guernsey's only like 60,000 people. It's a small island. Why would they need 3 data centres? And then Jamaica's got 2. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? How could Jamaica have 2 data centres but Guernsey has 3? And then Albania has 4. In Ireland surprised me the most. 127 data centers. There's only like 5.3 million people. But are those data centers in Ireland being used for the US and the UK? Because a lot of US companies set up in Ireland because of the tax breaks and the tax loopholes. But yeah, these data centers are just springing up everywhere. And it's going to be part of the control system, the hub, because it's basically AI filtering into everything. Like you've got car systems coming into the EU, so all the new cars are going to have a couple of new AI systems which going to detect your eye movements, your head movements. It's going to scan your face, and then you're going to have speed assistance. That's all new cars sold in the EU from July this year. And then you've got AI taking over, like stock market platforms, crypto, I guess you could say as well. There's a lot of it everywhere, and there's AI assistants on most big companies now when you go to customer services. And that's the thing, what I don't like about AI, when it does a picture, the colour's always off. When it does the jokes, sometimes they're good, but they're not quite there because it's not good enough. And you miss that human interaction, the human ability to be human, because AI is fake, it's not real. And why do people think it's intelligence? It's artificial, it's fake intelligence. You know, when something's artificial, so yeah, hear me out. So you say if you got something and you say like, oh, it's artificial wood, it's not real wood, is it? So most people don't want it. They don't want artificial grass because it's not real grass. So artificial intelligence is not real intelligence. How can something be intelligent when it's not alive? It's just programmed, and it learns from you, and it actually takes humans to train it and program it. Because even the most sophisticated system is still going to have its flaws, isn't it? I'm not saying it's not going to rise to be as good as us. I mean, we've seen the movies and they are movies, but there's something in it. I mean, it's possible. Hopefully that day never comes. I don't want to live in a world where AI and robotics dominate us, because we are going to be the weakest link. They're going to be superior to us in speed, in basically strength. Because even the strongest man, how is he going to compare to a robot? Because their limitations are going to be non-existent in certain aspects. See, we can only be so physically strong. But yeah, this is a worrying trend. And if you live by these centres, I mean, not just the humming, the light, and they take all the water, they take all the electric, and then they're going to make your electric and water more expensive as well, because they're going to get all the tax breaks. They're going to be basically given like opportunities to pay less money for everything, and they're not going to pay what you pay for your bills. Because you see it everywhere, you see it in different countries, you see it in different states. They have all these incentives and special loopholes for these data centres, because they manipulate people into believing that they're going to help us and they're going to be a benefit, but in the end they're not going to be a benefit. It's going to be destructive to wildlife, destructive to your quality of life. It's going to be destructive to your privacy, because the thing is, everything you do online is recorded, and the more of these data centres, the more of it's going to be backed up. Because previously they probably wouldn't have been able to store all the information about us, but with these super data centres, they're going to have so much memory, so much capacity to keep on top of what we've done and what we're doing, and they're going to follow us and everything. This is why they're setting up everything smart. You have your smart cities, your smart TV, your smartphone, your smart car. Everything's getting smart. Your fridges, your washing machines, your toaster even. So people, do yourself a favour. Don't get everything smart, because it's not clever. Smart actually means pain. This is where they twist the words to mean something else. You know, they tell us this word means this, that word means that, but in reality it doesn't. That's why you say I'm smarting, because I'm like, you can say you're upset, like angry, or you're in pain. And people with all these Alexas in their houses, like what do you think if you do something wrong? And like these Ring doorbells, you know, it can record something. And you might think, like, now it might be safe, but it might do an update. And the update might be a version which includes like alerting the police to certain words. It might say like, oh, you're far right because you said you didn't like Indian people or whatever. Sorry, no, not attacking Indian people, just saying, for instance, or say like you don't like people with different race or different religion. And yeah, it could alert the police. Or it could be like a conversation where you said, "Oh, I stole something at work because they're paying my wages. They're paying me crap wages," and like, and it might be something little, you know. It's like not really worth you losing your job over, like. But these systems could record it, and I'm not saying theft's right, good or bad, but I mean, certain situations it could happen. Yeah, just to say, like Amazon building their biggest data center in North Indiana, and they've already invested 11 billion into 7 buildings, and the new center is going to have up to 30 buildings, and it's going to be a 15 billion investment, so that's like 26 billion. So that's Amazon, AWS. So yeah, you've got all these big players like Meta, Amazon, Oracle, Google, BlackRock are heavily involved. There's Equinix, I think they've got quite a few sites. And yeah, there's other companies as well, Vantage I think's one. And yeah, they're setting them all up, all over the world, especially the States. So yeah, I don't know if it's possible. I guess it's worth a try. Like if there's one being built in your area before it even gets planning permission, object to it. I mean, I've seen this with the 5G in the UK, but people complain about the negative aspects of it and get it disapproved, get it thrown out. It's not always winnable, but if the more people do it and more people learn about it, the more chance there is of stopping it. Yeah, oh, it sticks of poo out here, cow poo. But yeah, let's move back to the UK. Yeah, going back to West London. So in Hayes, should I say, they've got the biggest operational data centre by footprint. And next door they got the Equinix data centre in Slough, so that makes up the biggest cluster of data centres in the UK, coming under the London area. And there's room for expansion as well. And I think, like, I didn't have a full look at the UK, but I know there's like 5 in Kent, around Maidstone and Sittingbourne. And there's also about 3 around the Bristol area. And in North Lincolnshire, like I was going to say, go into more detail before, is going to be built at Aylsham, by Aylsham Woods, in a business park. So that's going to cover 435 acres, 175 hectares of land. And they're investing 11 billion into it. and they said it's going to make 900 jobs. But the thing with these data centres, it's only the initial stages where most of the jobs are going to be given out, and then after that it's going to be a small team operating in these centres. I can't believe there's over 500 in the UK. It's only a small island. So yeah, they're building these systems. They're trying to get everything in place. They're trying to do these 15-minute cities. Like Oxford is the closest we've got to one so far, and these have been set up in various places around the world. Bristol, they've had various places they want to set them up, like this East Bristol neighbourhood, the South Bristol neighbourhood, I think that it's called. So they're either an LTN or what is it? They don't call it a 15-minute city, but they try and make it look like, oh, it's convenient, it's safe for bikes, it's safe for young children. But it's not safe when an ambulance needs to get through and they've got these flower beds blocking the road so the ambulance can't get in there. But yeah, this is another thing going back to Iran as well. Like, they want the oil reduced or gone so they can get everybody electric cars. They can trace everywhere you go, everything you do. And then when you go home, your smart meter will tell the authorities, the government or whoever, the police, wherever you're at home, and they can follow your whereabouts, so they can see you when you're at home, see when you're in your car. Then you wear your smartwatch, they can track you on that. Put on your smart TV, they can monitor what you're watching. They just follow you everywhere. And with everything being digitalised, everything can be online. You won't have no privacy. This is why they want to get rid of cash. And like Max Egan on the Crow House pointed out, there's no such thing as digital cash, because cash is physical. Digital currency is not cash. It's just numbers on a screen, and it might, act as credits, or currency, because currency is currency is energy. So yeah, this is what they want. They want a fake reality. They want everything online. Like, they don't want you to own anything physically. And even with the electric cars, they're eventually going to try and get you to own, well, not even own, rent electric car or share electric car. Yeah, you'll probably end up, if they get their way, renting a driverless vehicle. So there won't even be a driver. You won't even have the ability to drive unless certain circumstances. They might say, like, the roads are unsafe, so people can't be the roads are unsafe, so people can't be trusted anymore, so everything's going to be driverless now to stop road accidents. And what they do is they mix up the statistics and make it sound like it's more dangerous for people to drive, like they do with the environment when they lie about the temperatures, when they basically record the temperature from the runway, which is the hottest place to record a temperature from, and say that's basically the temperature for everywhere. And they come out of it as a carbon nonsense, even though we need carbon for life. Everything is carbon, even though the trees are supposed to absorb the carbon. We've gone for all these energy schemes, all these energy policies, like getting charged for a carrier bag to save the planet, reuse your bags, do your recycling, get an electric car, and all this, and it's still saying the world's gonna end if we don't follow all these climate change policies. And then the data centres come in and they do completely the opposite. Like the Utah data centre in Salt Lake City, 800 million gallons of water. We need the water, fuck the machines, you know, and all this electric. Like, we need that electric as well. We need lighting, we need heat, we need our cooking facilities, Like, how's your air fryer going to work? How's your stove? Because a lot of stoves are not gas now, and they're probably try and ban that next. They'll probably try and ban gas, and then you'll be stuck with just electric, so no petrol. So all the cars will be electric, and they're going to stop making petrol cars. So the only way you'll be able to get petrol cars by one second hand, which is a good idea, which is what you should do, and have more freedom. But the problem is, the cost of petrol is going to keep going up if they don't stop this Iran war. And it's not even a war, it's just America and Israel attacking Iran. But yeah, that's another story for another day. But yeah, they do not ever stop with these agendas. And what's to say AI was never here before? Like, they have these resets where they basically restart everything because people are getting wise to what's going on, and then they want to reset everything and start the story again. Like, we had the Great Fire of London, burning down London, and like, even myself, like, I've not experienced at the time, but experienced the effects of what I think could be a reset. It was like in Dublin, they burnt all the records, all the registry records going back before the 1800s. It's like they don't want people to know where they actually come from. They don't want you to follow your family history back. But yeah, it still continues, and Israel still attacking Lebanon as well, and they've taken over 20% of southern Lebanon, and nobody batters an eyelid. Nobody cares. We've got all these things going on, you know, like our food prices keep going up every month. Everything's getting more expensive, but people are still like, oh, what's the score? Who gives a shit about football? And it's like 11 players are overpaid for kicking 11 balls. It's like, and the World Cup, it's like, why are people still watching it? And the England team and the French team, they're not even English or French. The England team is like mostly African players. Like, look at their names. It's like, just because they're born here, it doesn't make them English. Like, if a white man was born in India, he wouldn't be Indian, or born in China, he wouldn't be Chinese, would he? So sick and tired of this anti-white agenda. They're clearly trying to deplete, and basically dilute all these Western countries, and they're doing it. Japan now, Thailand's population's not growing, it's going in decline. I think Korea's the same. And Japan, they've opened up to immigrants. And why is it always Indians? Why they keep flooding Indians into Europe and bloody North America and Australia and Canada? But I do know why they're doing it, because they don't assimilate, they don't integrate, they do not mix. They will not have children or marry the locals. They will only breed amongst themselves. And then what does that do? That pushes everybody else out. So if they open a business, who are they going to employ? They're going to employ family first, and then they're going to employ their own kind. And the more of them, the more discriminate they can be and get away with. Because if they hold positions in the government, councils, police, and everything else, education, how can you question them? Because they're going to be a majority. If you're a minority, you're not going to have a say, are you? And that's the thing, yeah. Getting sick and tired of this white supremacy bullshit. It's more like Jewish supremacy. Who owned all the slave ships? Who's behind the slave trade? Like, we always hear the white man done this, the white man done this. Like, why are we not all wealthy then? Why are we not rich from the inheritance? Like, wouldn't these fortunes being passed on to all the white people? But they play a divide and conquer game, don't they? They don't like the white Europeans because we're the ones who know what's going on. We're the ones who are more intelligent. But yeah, they continue to try and squeeze out the European people. But people are getting wise to what's going on, people are pushing back. But yeah, this is what they do. It's messed up. But yeah, I think I'll leave that there. Yeah, if you see a data centre being proposed for your area, try and find out if there's a group you can campaign with to get it disapproved and get it pushed out. Because yeah, it seems to be like, I'm not going to concentrate on what I mean, that's been done. If people are too stupid and still get them, then that's down to them. But the data centres are starting to worry me more. Because that's the thing, if they're monitoring everything you're doing and recording everything, it's like, and there's no privacy and everything's going digital, like, where are we going to have any breathing space? Where are we going to have any ability to be ourselves and live in peace? Because that's the thing, isn't it? They monitor everything, and the police here are getting worse and worse, and they don't even do their job properly. They bend the rules half the time. There's like a guy who was stabbed the other day, and the guy is claiming it's racist, but they let the guy die even though he'd just been stabbed, and the police done fuck all about it. And these police, I'll tell you what, if they keep doing stuff like that, people are going to turn on them. Because like, it's just so wrong, and they're not doing their job. And they're like prostitute themselves to their bosses, because the police is basically, all the higher ups are all Freemasons, they're all in the club together, they're all same club as judges and councillors and government, and they all do special favours for everything. Look at Jimmy Savile, look, like they bent the rules for him and they let him get off. And then Keir Starmer was the leader of the Crown Prosecution Service, and nothing happened to Savile. And then the BBC knew about it, they didn't do nothing. But this is the thing, this is why I don't want to pay a TV licence, I don't want to vote, I don't want to support any of these systems, any of these people. And the police, I mean, they're just so brainwashed, they've got no idea. And they follow things like, even though they got daughters and sons and family who live in this country, they still prostitute themselves to their bosses. They won't stick up for anyone, because they got to live here as well. So when you see them like outside a asylum centre and they're protecting rapists and paedophiles and they're not doing anything, like, don't they think they've got family here as well, and they're putting their sisters, their mother, their wives in danger as well? Yeah, this is the thing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Sorry I haven't done a video for a while, and I'll try and get back onto it and do more videos. Alright, take care everyone, speak to you soon, and keep doing the right thing.